This week, I come to you with the question, why Microsoft, why, as we talk about Xbox Live's price changes and then the subsequent almost immediate reversal of those price changes. So without further ado, let's go ahead together as a people and check it out. And welcome to another sensational Sunday. I'm Mike, and this is Mike Techs It Out. And on Sunday, I like to talk about tech and gaming news and rumors. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to continue to receive this content. If you enjoy it and you want to get the reception of it, receptacle, regalia. Was that the name of the card in Final Fantasy 15? Anyway, so what am I here to talk about today? Well, today I am talking about Microsoft and Xbox Live and them making a decision a couple of days ago and then immediately having to go back on it. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what happened. So Microsoft announced that they were going to do a price increase to Xbox Live. Now, Xbox Live is required to play games online on an Xbox. So similar to Sony's PlayStation Plus, you got to pay Microsoft $60 a year to play games online on their console. So if you're not familiar, Microsoft actually has different tiers of Xbox Live now. So base Xbox Live just lets you play games online and you get select games free every month that you get to keep as long as you're subscribed to Xbox Live. And then there's Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Xbox Live, along with a subscription-based game service where they have like a library of games that you can download and play at any time on PC or on Xbox, or they now do phone streaming as well, so you can also stream them. So those are kind of the things that you get with the Ultimate tier. So what they were trying to do was to bring the price closer to Game Pass Ultimate, to just be like, you know what, I might as well just go ahead and get the Ultimate because it doesn't make any sense. To break it down further, they also had like 1 month option, 3 month option, 6 month, and 12 month. So they're going to get rid of the 12 month. Previously, the 1 month was $10. It was going up to $11. So that part wasn't that much more. It was $1 more. The 3 month was going from, I believe it was $26 or $25 to $30. So that increase wasn't that much. But then the 6 month went from, I believe the 6 month used to be like $40 to $60, which was the price of the year originally. So if you were to get a year, which you couldn't buy anymore, or you weren't going to be able to buy anymore, you would have had to pay $120. So literally double the price if you bought the year than what you were paying previously. And they were going to grandfather people in that were already existing Xbox Live members, at least for a limited time, I believe. And they were also going to let people upgrade to Ultimate without paying anything additional. So this didn't go over too well. Like, people was mad as expected. I don't know what they expected from this. Like, you're doubling the price of Xbox Live. And while I do think that Game Pass Ultimate is worth it if you do have the money for it, some people don't have the money for it, or they don't want to pay for it. Maybe they play a few games with their friends and they just want to play those games online, like Call of Duty. Maybe that's it, so they don't care about getting Ultimate. So having that cheaper tier, because it's required to play certain games online, makes sense. Not really to force people over into getting the Ultimate tier. So they immediately had to backpedal on it. Their defense was they've been offering Xbox Live for a long time. The price hasn't increased. They did have one increase. It used to be 50 back in the day. It went up to 60. So they did have a small increase. I mean, it's not like a 50% increase like this was, but that was kind of their justification for it. Like, hey, you know, we haven't had any price increases that stayed the same price, but we offer more value. I'm like, yeah, but if you increase the price steadily over time, that would have made sense instead of just jumping it up to 50% more for the year. That doesn't really make much sense. So, of course, there was a huge backlash. I mean, I would have expected that if I was Microsoft. People were mad. They're on the Twitters. Their thumbs were on fire. Thumbs were falling off over this. Thumbs were falling off on Twitter. People were like, I'm mad. I just lost my thumb because I'm so angry because I'm tweeting. A few hours later, they went ahead and backpedaled on it. And they were like, you know what, we're going to keep the pricing the same. My bad. I didn't know y'all was going to get mad like that. I'm like, what'd you expect? Honestly, what did you expect? I mean, personally, I'm already on Ultimate. I already pay for Ultimate, so I don't care as much because it doesn't affect me. But I can definitely understand, like, not everybody wants to have Game Pass and pay for Ultimate, so they need to have a lower price tier as long as this is a requirement to play games on the system. One thing that they did change, though, is they're going to allow you now to play free games without having Xbox Live, or free-to-play games like, you know, Fortnite, or I don't know if Rocket League is fully free to play on consoles or not. I haven't really followed it, but those type of games you will be able to play for free without Xbox Live, which means in this current generation of consoles, the Xbox Series S is now officially the Fortnite console, because you can just get it, go ahead and play, and hop on Fortnite, and you gotta pay nothing extra. And it's only $300. It's the Fortnite console now. It's official. I've given them the title. You're welcome, Microsoft. But pretty much the gist of the story is they announced the price increase and went back on it. And I think there were several factors that made this a bad decision. For one, I love Microsoft and I love the Xbox, but they definitely got creamed last generation, and they started making decisions that were a lot more customer friendly and starting to gain trust back. This is really not a good time to do something that's going to make people distrust you when you just started a new generation, you launched a new console. And granted, right now the PlayStation 5 has a little bit more buzz because of the controller stuff, and they had Demon Souls, and they have a bunch of games announced that are coming out. But at the same time, the Xbox Series S and X are sold out just like the PlayStation. So obviously Microsoft's doing something right. I just want to see them continue on that path. Once stock of these systems becomes readily available, people are going to have choices. Then it's really going to be Xbox versus PlayStation. And to make a move like that, it's just like, they actually had followed through with that price increase. And people were looking at the PlayStation like, well, I can just get a PlayStation and just pay $60. I mean, granted, they don't have a Game Pass equivalent, a worthwhile one. They have PlayStation Now, but man. But yeah, if they were looking at a system like, well, I don't want to pay $120 a year to play online. I can just get a PS5, even though it's $100 more if you compare the Series S to the all digital. So if you look at like, I'm going to spend $100 more on this console, but the online subscription is cheaper, that's going to be a compelling reason to buy the PlayStation. Not to mention that the PlayStation 5 all digital is a lot more powerful than the Xbox Series S, because the Series S is stripped down as far as its graphical capabilities, whereas the PlayStation 5 all digital is not. So that's really going to invite people to think about the PlayStation 5 digital more if they have followed through with this change, because it's going to be like, well, yeah, I'm paying $100 more, but I'm getting a more powerful system, and I'm paying less for the online. Because like in 2 years, you already have paid $120 more than if you had PlayStation Plus. So even though Sony doesn't have a Game Pass equivalent, it just would have been bad for them, I think, marketing-wise. I will state again that Game Pass is really good, and I see where they're going, but they don't need to force Game Pass down people's throats. I think if you put compelling enough content up there, people will want to pay the extra money to get Game Pass, especially with them purchasing Bethesda, like when the next Elder Scrolls and Doom, Wolfenstein come out, Game Pass exclusive on Xbox. You can buy it on Xbox or PC, but if you get Game Pass, it's a lot cheaper than buying all these games. They're going to have compelling reasons to switch to Game Pass. I don't think raising the price of Xbox Live to try to force people over to Game Pass is a good idea. But basically, it was a weird move, especially with them making a $300 system, which is obviously targeted to casual gamers and maybe people that don't have as much money and they don't want to spend $500 on a system. So taking away like a cheaper option to play online really doesn't make any sense at this point. And I'm glad that they backpedaled on it. And then also, we're still like in the worst part of the pandemic right now. There are a lot of people who are still out of jobs. So it's really just a bad time to even try to do a price raise. And then on top of that, there's people that are frustrated because they can't even get their hands on one of the new Xboxes or PlayStations. So it was just really poor timing. And I think even if they do it in the future, it's still a poor decision. I think that they just need to focus on, you pay the $60 to play online, or you can pay this to get Ultimate, and you get all these benefits, and plus we're going to have Elder Scrolls, we're going to have Halo, we're going to have Gears of War. Really play up the strengths of Game Pass instead of trying to price people out of the lower tier. That makes more sense to me. I do have one more thing to address before I end this video, and that is, should Microsoft even charge for online services at all, like to play games online that you're already paying for? And the answer is, it really does help them recoup the cost of the system. Having subscription services and selling games is where most of the revenue comes from. They're not making a lot of money off the system. They're probably losing money this generation because of how powerful the systems are and the hardware that's gone into it. They're both probably losing money on the system. So having the online subscription really helps them to recoup the cost. So I don't personally have an issue with paying for online play on consoles. You can always build a PC or buy a PC, and you're paying a lot more money for a comparable experience, but you do get to play for free online. So it's just kind of part of buying a console. So I do think that we'll probably continue to see pay to play online, but hopefully we don't get another ridiculous price increase like this. But overall, let me know what you think of the situation. Do you think that the price increase was justified, or do you think this was just like bad timing for Microsoft? Do you think that online gaming on PlayStation and Xbox should be free and they should offer a subscription service that offers you games instead? Let me know what you think. I'm bringing this video to an end today. I'll be back on Wednesday with my AirPods Max review, finally. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and always do at least 2 things at the same time.